ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుంది కదా? హలో, ఇప్పుడు ఓకే.
వినిపిస్తుందన్న.
ఓకే.
ఓకే ఓకే.
సో this is vendor master data process. In this entire vendor master data, whatever I updated in yellow color, so these fields we need to update it in the S4 HANA version. So except these highlighted fields, other than remaining all, we need to we updated in ECC version. First, vendor groups creation and vendor numbers creation. So whatever we created numbers, we need to assign this number ranges to the vendor group. So this 3 is completed. Then reconciliation account. So main reconciliation account, we need to analyze, we need to generate the report within separate nature of the vendor wise. For example, here we can create domestic vendor reconciliation account. So in this domestic vendor, if we have 100 domestic vendors, so overall 100 domestic vendor wise, how much amount we have to pay? This kind of information reporting purpose, we will use reconciliation account. Same international vendor, one-time vendor, then service vendor, intercompany vendor. So these kind of different vendor groups wise, we can create the vendor reconciliation account. At the time of reconciliation account, we can use FS00 and G067 reconciliation account we can use. And type and description once again, reconciliation account creation time /n FS00. All vendor reconciliation account comes under the current liabilities. So here I am created 503455. Just click on this one, edit. So here type and description we updated. Control data, now we are creating the reconciliation account. So compulsory we need to select the reconciliation account. So for example, later while we are running the report like a BL1 T code, so we will generate the 100, like how many vendors we created. Entire vendor information while generating time, our requirement is we need to select the short key is 1, 2. Then automatically each and every vendor wise vendor number it will be updated. So we can use the short key 012. Then create bank interest field status group G067. So field status variance means reconciliation account. So why we can use the reconciliation account means with the help of reconciliation account, later we will understand each and every nature of the vendor wise, how much amount we have to pay. Later once we can, for example, we have 100 vendors, we will pay 100 vendors invoices related amount 10,000. So in that we paid 5,000. The rest of 5,000, rest of 5,000 it will be update, it will be displayed under the reconciliation account. So this purpose we can use the reconciliation account. Mainly this is also one of the interview question, why we can use the reconciliation account. Simply with the help of reconciliation account, we will analyze the report or we will generate the report exact at any particular time by nature of the vendor wise. So further level customer point of view also we can create the customer reconciliation account. Based on the requirement, we can create the domestic customer, international customer, one-time customer. So this based on requirement, we will create the 3 reconciliation account. So reconciliation accounts also created. Then tolerance group. So tolerance group means we have to fix the maximum amount to minimum amount for the document posting for the customer scenario or vendor scenario. So if we can fix the tolerance group for the customer scenario 99, same way vendor scenario also we can use same thing. And discount percentages, everything we updated OBA3 /n OBA3. So here we can fix the tolerance limit. So tolerance group something. Also just go to the position, company code 2001. So here we can fix the tolerance rate. we just create the tolerance group only. So while trying to post the document, if it is asking any error, then we need to update these things. Then coming to vendor creation. Till this one is vendor master data creation. Now we are creating the vendor name, like vendor information, everything. So previously we created the two vendors. Same way, for a better understand purpose, I'm creating one more vendor. So till this is the master data. So at the time of interview point of view, so GL, AP, AR, asset account, like these and all the submodules. While interview point of view, basically they are asking AP point of view. First question is explain about vendor master data explain about vendor master data setup process means. So you have to create some, like whatever mentioned in your resume. So previously some fake companies, whatever we mentioned, based on that company nature, based on the company nature of the vendors. So before that, we need to fix in our mind. So I have a 2.5 years or 4 years of experience. The last project, I involved entire GL and AP or AR, whatever. So AP, if I involve AP point of view under entire master data setup, in that master data setup point of view, my client having like 10 to 15 countries business process. So they are having different vendors, like whatever I told, intercompany vendor, intra-company vendor, one-time vendor, service vendor, domestic vendor, international vendor, like how many nature of the vendors as per nature of the vendors as per your existing company, then based on that you need to explain at the time of interview. So entire vendor master data creation, number ranges creation, assignment number ranges to vendor groups and tolerance group, and assign tolerance group and reconciliation of unit. Till this is the vendor master data process. Then vendor creation. So vendor creation, ECC point of view, XK01, S4HANA point of view, in commanding bar, we just updating BP. BP means business partner. So directly we can use the BP T code, then we can create the business partner. Later, that business partner name we have to extend, that is customer or vendor. These things I'll explain in S4HANA server, maybe within 10 or 15 days later. Parallelly, I'm going to explain S4HANA also. So each and every one, for example, AP module completed, then what and all the differences, what and all the changes happen between old version ECC to new version, everything I'll explain. So coming to XK01, updated company code and accounting groups, click on the enter. So here I'm updating company. So Reliance, for example, Reliance Mart is the vendor for DMart. Then IN region 01. Then second screen, once we can update the basic thing, then I'm click on enter. Then here customer. Now we are updating vendor information. So our vendor is our customer. In this scenario, we need to use this field. We need to update the vendor number, everything. We need to update customer number. So same Reliance is our vendor. Same Reliance is our customer. Then in this scenario, we need to use here, we need to use our customer number. So if Reliance is our vendor and Reliance is our customer, then this scenario we can use this field. If not, the Reliance vendor is not our customer, then we no need to update this field. Then click on enter. So here vendor information. So create vendor payment transaction. It means, so vendor means we will purchase goods and services. So later regarding these invoices, we need to pay some amount. regarding we need to pay some invoice amount to the vendor bank account. So here we need to update vendor relevant complete bank information. It means from Reliance onwards that the DMart is purchasing goods and services, the value of 1 lakh. So this 1 lakh invoice we need to pay to Reliance Smart. So how we can pay? We need to gather Reliance Smart bank information, everything. We need to update in our vendor master data. Even vendor master data means not only vendor relevant just vendor name and address. If we can update it, this and all, this is not enough for vendor master data. We need to update vendor master data means complete vendor relevant GST number, TAN numbers, whatever, and as usual vendor bank account details. If some vendors is given multiple bank accounts, also 2 or 3 bank accounts. So later, based on their requirements, one invoice amount will we need to transfer one bank account, another invoice amount we need to transfer some other bank account. These and all multiple scenarios. Everything I will discuss later. So, and coming to vendor relevant tolerance groups, vendor reconciliation account, nature of the reconciliation account, and vendor payment terms. Everything we need to update under the vendor master data. Everything comes under the vendor master data. So here, so this is currently I'm not updating, but I'm explaining. So country. So the vendor comes under the which country. So I'm selecting India. Bank key. Here bank key, bank account, account number, IBAN, different. So bank key means, for example, we can choose Axis Bank. Axis Bank, India wise, Axis Bank is providing only one bank key. Okay. So bank key means India wise, Axis Bank is maintaining one bank key. Why this bank is maintaining? So SAP is globalized ERP. So for example, uh, our company codes are located in multiple, our company branches is located in multiple company codes. Our vendor is located in India. So our company is located in some US, Japan, some other countries. So it means from Japan company code bank account onwards, from US vendor bank account, if you want to transfer the money, so country wise, every bank they has to maintain one bank key. So that is bank wise, each and every bank wise, each and every country wise, they are maintaining separate bank keys. So these things in real time, everything while creating the vendor master data, they will provide, or we just search on Google, we just contact with banker, they will provide the bank key and bank account. Normally bank account means nothing but account number, account holder name, and IBAN, International Bank Account for prevented. So, for example, bank key here I'm just updating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something. This is demo server system. It will be accepted. Access Bank account holder Reliance. Enter. So here bank name. So which bank account Reliance has given? So here now I am updating Access, right? So Access Bank region. So bank comes under which state? So example, Andhra city, something, first street. So while we are updating the vendor master data, everything we need to update. So in real time scenarios, for example, now we are updating one by one data. In real time scenarios, every company having thousands of vendors. So if you want to update it one by one all the vendor master data, it will take too much time. So with the help of cutover activities, different middleware tools, we can transfer bulk level data from source system to target systems. Target system means SAP. For example, 1,000 vendors relevant bank information. If you want to update it same way, it will take more time. So before prerequisites, SAP provides some standard Excel templates. We can download entire vendor information from existing old ERP. That is, we can treat as a non-SAP. It means legacy system. So legacy system data we can download and we can upload the Excel templates. Then with the help of Excel templates, we can upload bulkly in SAP. In between, we can use the middleware SIDOCs, whatever. Then automatically at a time, within fraction of seconds, we can upload 1,000 number of vendors relevant entire information, like whatever we updated vendor, initial screen vendor, name, address, pin code, postal code, customer as a vendor, and bank details, reconciliation accounts, tolerance groups, payment terms. So everything will updated with a single fraction of seconds with the help of different Excel templates. Okay, shift code means IFSC code. So just example purpose, access IB something 0057 bank group. These are all not things. Bank number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 something. Then continue. Okay, now I am updated bank relevant information. So now I am updated just dummy details only. So in real time, we need to collect entire information from the client side. Click on the enter again. So vendor relevant information. This one also I am skipping. Click on enter. So now vendor reconciliation account. You can see these kind of many screens available for vendor master data, because based on the business requirement, these and all fields available. Based on the business requirement, we can activate different fields. So now this is reconciliation account. So now I'm selecting domestic or when reconciliation account or one time whatever. Then I'm selecting domestic vendor only. So cash management groups. I'm selecting domestic payments and click on it. So here payment terms. So payment term is also one of the important concepts. Once we can assign the payment term, then only we can understand the payment terms. Okay. Now tolerance group. So in customer and vendor tolerance groups we already created, right? OBA3. So whatever tolerance group we created, these tolerance group we need to add on here. Otherwise, while posting the document system, it cannot be accepted. So let me open new screen. OBA3. Go to the position 2001. If we can activate the tolerance group, compulsory we need to add on this tolerance group to vendor master data. If we cannot create this tolerance group, if we can delete this one in master data, here we no need to update it to system, it cannot be asking. So anyhow we created DTVC. This DTVC we need to update here. So these and all payment terms, automatic payment, payment blocks, house banks. So these and all, if I'm explaining now, we cannot understand because payment term is a separate concept and payment blocks, house banks, these and all banking process, banking subject. Once we can understand, we will get the basic knowledge. Then one by one, everything will get clear cut idea. So and enter. Dunning procedure. So basically Dunning procedure, this screen is not required. This is customer point of view, we can use the procedure, this activity. Dunning procedure means Dunning is nothing but reminder letter. So for example, if we can took any loans from banking sector, some other financial services, so the amount repayment is will committed in the form of EMI. So every month EMI is something first or fifth date. So if before first or fifth system, it will send we will receive the reminder message automatically from the concerned bank. Again, if we cannot, the EMI it will be failed. It means if you cannot clear that EMI within the due date, then automatically we will getting continuously reminder messages from the particular bank. How these messages it will be coming from the bank means based on the Dunning procedure. So here this Dunning procedure we are using our customer point of view. For example, we will sold goods and services to our customer. So the customer cannot clear the payment within the due days. So in this time, we can use this dunning procedure. It means dunning is a reminder letter. We are sending this dunning letter to our customers, those who are not clear their invoice related amounts within the due date. So this is separate dunning procedure. Customer scenario, we can use dunning procedure. So this is also one of sometimes interview confusing purpose. They are asking how we can mapping dunning procedure in vendor master data. So basically vendor master data point of view, we never use the dunning procedure. Only customer master data point of view only we can use the dunning procedure. And click on the enter. So editing will be saved. Okay, so the vendor 90001 was created in company code. Okay, now vendor data is created. So I already shared table level reports. Once again I'm opening. Okay, so why from basic onwards I am using the tables means this is the important further level. Okay, vendor master data LFA1, vendor company code level data LFB1, vendor master transaction, vendor dunning data, vendor bank details. So we have a different key codes. Now LFA1, go to the SAP. So now when 3 vendors we created, this is enough for a document posting /n SC16N. So this is standard T code for table level reports. Here LFA1 vendor master data, right? So go to LFA SC16N and we need to update the table name. So these are all the table names. So in interview point of view, if we have a real experience at least 3 to 4 years, compulsory we need to work with the ABAPer. So at the time of work with ABAPer, compulsory we need to analysis as per ABAPer requirement. We need to use these different table names. These are all the basic things. LFA1, and if you want to update the vendor name, then directly it will be updated the vendor details. So otherwise, client level, just click on the execute. Here you can see there is a n number of vendor details. Like in our company, we someone already created these number ranges. Everything it will be displayed. Okay. Again, just go back. Company code level, if you want to check the vendor information. So vendor company code data. Company code wise, how many vendors created? This information, how we can check means LFB1. Just go back, LFB1, enter, maintain LFB1 able. Okay, here automatically it will ask company code 2001, enter, click on the execute. You can see in 2001 till we created 2001, 3001. 2 vendors only we created, right? So how these vendor names was created means we created one vendor is from international vendor group and one vendor created under the domestic vendor group. So that system it will created based on that it will generate the vendor number serials. 2001 company code created by 28 we created one number and 29 created one vendor name, SAP user, reconciliation accounts. I think reconciliation accounts, plan group. So we have a different fields available. Tolerance group, right? So this tolerance group, while we tolerance group is created, so at the time of this vendor creation, we can create this tolerance group. So this one also we need to add on, otherwise system it cannot be accepted to posting the document. Okay, and different tables. Then we can double click on this one and vendor relevant complete information. So here, for example, later, while creating any FSDs or with the help of our, we need to coordinate, we need to work with the paper, then we need compulsory we have a good knowledge for analyzing the reports. Why we need to analyze means, for example, any additional fields development is the client requirement. In this scenario, we need to work with ABAP. ABAP requirement is, for example, this company code, right? Basically, company code, this is the field name. So these field names, everything uh, functional, like it means functional means other than technical modules. So we are under functional modules. So these functional module point of view, we have a good knowledge regarding these terminology. Client means like system relevant client, vendor means whoever supplying the goods and services, and company code and personal number, created short key, reconciliation account, authorization group, payment terms, clearing, payment block. These and all words, terminology, meaning of these words, we have a good knowledge. Later we'll get full-fledged knowledge, but this is completely functional terminology. Okay, so this is technical terminology. So, for example, uh, reconciliation account. For example, here reconciliation account 1000503. So in SAP technical point of view, if we can discuss with the ABAPer, so this is 1000503 is the reconciliation account for this vendor. So vendor he can so if we can discuss with this, ABAPer cannot understand because he don't know meaning of the reconciliation account. As per ABAPer knowledge, as per ABAPer having only coding knowledge. So ABAPer having, he want to create the reconciliation account, then compulsory AKONT. These words we need to discuss with the ABAPer. So like that, any kind of additional fields developing purpose, while we are working with ABAPer, we need to analyze these technical names, and we need to copy paste, and we need to create separate Excel templates. Instead of reconciliation account, we need to add on these things. So instead of payment methods, we need to add on these things. So like that, every technical names we need to download with the help of SC69 tables. In that, SC69 is the table name. In that, we can use different tables based on the requirement. For example, vendor level master data purpose, we can use this one. Vendor level, particular company code level master data purpose, we can this one. Vendor master data transaction purpose, we can use LFC1. Purchasing organization. So vendor point of view, later in SAP, if any business units, purchasing department is separate, sales department is separate, and finance department separate. Compulsory 99% of companies, nature of the department is separate employees, functional consultancy is there. Purchasing department wise, if you want to send the information, if you want to update the technical information to the paper, compulsory we need to use LFM1, LFM2, purchasing data. So different tables wise data we need to download with the help of different T codes. This is functional consultant work. We need to support with the technical. Later, FSD, functional specification document, technical specification document, these are all the real-time concepts. While we are discussing these topics, I'll explain clearly how we can work with the paper, what and all the we can, for example, we can choose some different projects. Based on that, I'm going to explain clearly. So, for example, vendor master data level banking process, we need to add on some additional fields. Then how we are going to add on these additional fields in standard SAP screen. So for example, SAP, I'm going to close this one. For example, FB50. So here this is the standard screen. So as per business requirement, these screens is not suitable. These screens are not enough for client business requirement. Then they are expecting some additional fields. So in this scenario, we need to work with the developer. We need to download different fields relevant to technical name. Then we can provide the information. Based on that, developer will develop the code. Then after preparing code and testing and everything done, in reference number, document number, in between, we need to add some additional fields. So that these and all purpose, ABAPer, ABAPer involvement is mandatory. Standard screens relevant in if any doubts, any changes require updated, any fields mandatory or optional, these and all things, functional consultant, he will be handled. But whatever SAP providing some standard feature, these features is not suitable, not enough for client business requirement. Then as per client requirement, we need to add on some additional fields. This scenario, ABAPer will come to the picture. So this is the work with main work with the ABAPer. Okay. Now vendor name is created. So if you want to post any vendor relevant transaction, like for example, vendor దగ్గర నుంచి మనం ఏం పర్చేస్ చేస్తాం, గూడ్స్ అండ్ సర్వీసెస్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రా మెటీరియల్ పర్చేస్ చేసాం. సో రా మెటీరియల్ పర్చేస్ చేసినప్పుడు రా మెటీరియల్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ద కరెంట్ సెట్. Okay, so then we need to create the one raw material name. Before going to post any transaction, we need debit and credit transaction. So raw material vendor దగ్గర నుంచి పర్చేస్ చేసాం. సో రా మెటీరియల్ అకౌంట్ డెబిట్ టు, వెండర్ అకౌంట్ క్రెడిట్ టు. సో వెండర్ అనే వాళ్ళు పర్సనల్ అకౌంట్, వెండర్ దగ్గర నుంచి గివర్ కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ క్రెడిట్ చేస్తున్నాము. రా మెటీరియల్ అనేది కరెంట్ అకౌంట్ కాబట్టి, సో కంపెనీ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలోకి రిసీవ్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి డెబిట్ చేస్తాము. సో వెండర్ రా మెటీరియల్ అకౌంట్ డెబిట్ టు, వెండర్ అకౌంట్ క్రెడిట్. సో వన్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ సేమ్ లింక్ తో జాయిన్ అవ్వండి. టైం అయిపోతుంది. శివకృష్ణ సార్, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్.